Yo, what's going on, guys? I'm Trainer, and this is my battle and team builder for Week 5 of Season 2 of the CPC D-League. This week I'm going up against Volume and his Arizona Dactyls. So, currently I'm sitting at 3-1, which is pretty good. I was able to win last week after losing Week 3, so it was good to bounce back. It was in a very close game versus L5 and his Oakland Roads Raiders. So, that was a good game. It was a very close one. So this week, as I said, I'm playing Volume. He is currently 2-1. He's not played his Week 4 game because I believe his opponent left the league. So I believe they're finding someone to fill in. So that game's not been played yet. But Volume has had a pretty good start to the season. He won his first 2 games and lost Week 3. So he's hoping to bounce back and beat me here in Week 5. But I'm gonna try to not let him do that. I'm hoping I can win. But yeah, so my team, as you can see here, it's the same team. I have not made any moves yet. I might make some swaps, but I don't know. I'm really having a lot of fun with the team, and I think it's a pretty solid team. It's definitely got some flaws, as every team does. But I don't know, I feel like if I do something to try to fix some of the flaws, then it'll add more flaws. And I don't know. I might swap something. Like I might drop Wildfed. I'm not loving that, but like I haven't brought Zeb Striker yet, so maybe I'll do something to swap that out. But then still it's hard because it's a points-based draft. So even if I swap one of them out for something, it's hard to find something of a similar point value to make it work with the points. It's just difficult. So I don't know if I'll be doing any transactions there. But so my opponent here, he's got a very spooky team, as you can see over here. So he's got Celesteela, Starmie, Doug Trio, Mega Absol, Darmanitan, Shaman, Kyurem, Hitmonlee, Aromatisse, and Electabuzz. This is the order that I expect out of his mons. Not the order he drafted, or the speed tiers, but I do have the speed tiers marked on the nickname here. So Celesteela is just very annoying. It's always really spooky. It is his Z captain. It can use support Z moves, although I don't think it really gets any good support Z moves. But it's still scary because it can use anything really, and it's spooky. Starmie's really nice versus my team. It gets a lot of coverage to hit everything on my team. It can carry Dual Stab, then Thunderbolt, and Signal Beam, and that hits really everything on my team. That is very scary, so that's going to be spooky. Doug Trio is really tough because it outspeeds everything on my team. It can trap a lot of things. I have in total 4 mons weak to ground, so it can trap my Houndoom. It can just trap a lot of mons, and it makes it a little bit tricky. This matchup is a little tough because Doug Trio is always annoying because it can trap, and especially my Houndoom, since I can't run a Shed Shell, so it is my Mega Pokemon. I cannot run a item of any sort, so that's going to be annoying to deal with. But I've kind of built my team around that per se, and made it so even if I do get trapped by the Doug Tree, I can sort of use that to my advantage. So the Mega Absol is kind of spooky. I do have Tapu Fini, which is a pretty good check, and you will need a good amount of coverage. Like he'll want Knockoff or Dark Pulse. I think he'll want Ice Beam for Lando. He'll want Play Rough to hit Hariyama, or Zen Headbutt too, possibly. That also just for Gulch, I suppose. Probably Play Rough. Then maybe a Flamethrower for Scizor, maybe Sucker Punch or Pursuit, maybe what else could he carry? I don't know. The last move could be up for grabs, but I probably want Knockoff, Ice Beam, and Play Rough. So it'll be a little tough to see what he brings in terms of coverage. Then the Darmanitan, it's usually Scarf. Scarf is the best Darm, so there's no reason not to bring it. It makes sense to bring a Scarf Darm. Sub-Sonic with Belly Drum is spooky, but I don't think that's the best matchup. Shaman, he hasn't not brought Shaman yet, but Shaman's pretty annoying as it helps him deal with my Lando and my Fini, which otherwise are pretty scary versus his team. So Shaman is, I think has a pretty good matchup, but he's not brought it yet, so I'm not too sure. That's why I have it 6th. Kyurem's kind of annoying. It's just pretty scary, but he would Fini, which is a good check. Hitmonlee, I don't know, I feel like he's better stuff to bring, but it's still okay. Aromatisse could come, but I have good checks to fairies. I have 2 Steel types, and then a Poison type, and then even then my Lando can pressure it, and Houndoom can pressure it. It's like his only switch into Houndoom though, so maybe he could bring that as a switch in, but still, it gets pressured by a lot of stuff on my team then. I don't think he'll bring the Electabuzz. I have a lot of good electric checks like Lando and Dragalge and Celebi, so yeah, let's get into my team. So first off, we got the Wincon, Lando, Styrian, Rock Polish, Earthquake, Stone Edge, and Stealth Rocks. So Rocky MZ here. It's kind of weird that I'm carrying Stealth Rocks on a Rock Polish set because you know, I want to keep this thing as high health as possible because I want him to be able to get a good chance to rock polish. But I've built my team around this so I can either give it a good chance to set up, or I can actually heal health into it, because I do have my Celebi, which I'll show in a bit. So this thing can get some health back, because I do Healing Wish on my Celebi, which could be really cool. But I wanted rocks on Celebi, but I didn't really need a last move on Lando, so I just slapped rocks on it, and I feel like it's a better rocker, and it's going to have more chances to get up rocks. And even though Celebi probably could set up rocks, and like then after that, then I'll probably have to switch. I'll have to dry switch. It'll just be tough for me, because then my opponent will be in a decent spot. Even though I have rocks up, still they'll be able to get some damage, and it's going to be tough for me to pivot around things like Celesteela that Celebi is going to force in. But if I can either weaken Celesteela or punish it a bit for coming in on Celebi, then, you know, then having rocks not on Celebi is beneficial for me. So that's why I'm on Lando here, and I don't need a fourth move really. So Z-Stonehenge is nice for Celesteela or Shaman. I just need pretty good damage on both of them. I need either one of them gone and the other at, well, yeah, I need either one of them gone or like really low, and then the other one, as long as it's like around 50% or lower, then Z-Stonehenge does around like 50 to 60% to both of them, depending on their sets. That's pretty nice. The speed is just for his Celesteela. Like, he has a big speed gap from his base 95s and Kyurem and Darm to Celesteela. So, and he does have Hitmonlee in the middle, to be fair, at 87. So I could have grabbed Hitmonlee, but I feel like I didn't need to, because one, I didn't really expect it to come. Like, I didn't think it's super likely to come, and even then, it doesn't hit me very hard anyways. Like, it does not get Ice Punch, and I don't think you run Hidden Power Ice at its base 35 special attack, so I don't think Hidden Power Ice is too viable on Hitmonlee. So I feel like I don't need outspeed anyways. I can just rock polish anyways, so like it doesn't matter if I have speed. So you know, that's why I'm not creeping that. And then just in case if Sully's max speed, I'm creeping that. Then the HP and Speed F, so I can live in HP Ice from max special attack Celesteela after I take rocks. In case that scenario comes up, which it might. It's pretty realistic there. Then the rest in attack and adamant, so I can hit really hard and be really spooky with my Lando. So that's the first win con, and kind of the main one that this team is built around. So next, we got my top with Feeny. So we have Madness, Surf, and Dual Screens. So the Light Clay is, you know, obvious with the dual screens there. The Max Speed F, that allows me to take hits from Starmie pretty well, as well as Kyurem and like Celesteela if he's special, which he's brought special Celesteela a lot. So I think every week that he's brought it's been special. So they definitely make sense for me to be more especially bulky. Then his Absol could run T-Bolt, which, oh yeah, that was the one move I didn't mention earlier. Yeah, Ice Beam, T-Bolt, Dark Stab, and then Play Rough. So yeah, I think I want T-Bolt, because otherwise he can't really hit Feeny. Like, he doesn't really get anything else to hit Feeny that I'm aware of, I think. So T-Bolt makes a lot of sense. So since that's going to be hitting me on the special side, it makes more sense to be able to be especially bulky to take hits from Absol, because I can still take knockoffs and any other physical hits pretty well. I can't take on Darm as well, I suppose, but I mean, I do my Hariyama, which is pretty cool. You'll see that in a bit. But the dual screens are really nice, as that could allow my Lando to set up, or even my Houndoom to set up, which I'll show you guys that set in a bit. But yeah, just Speed F. I don't really need any speed. I can probably outspeed Celesteela anyways, and even if I don't outspeed it, like, I need a lot of speed outs to guarantee outspeed Celesteela, and I don't think it's worth it. I want the bulk, so yeah. Next, got my Celebi. So, pretty weird set, for sure. Tanga Berry allows me to take mainly a Signal Beam from Starmie. That's really the only thing I'm expecting to need. U-Turn's nice to pivot, mainly on Celesteela, or it still does decent damage to things like Starmie and Shaman. It is super effective versus them, and versus Absol too, so if he wants to maybe switch that in. I can almost guarantee live knockoff from Mega Absol after rocks. I wanted to invest to live that, but it's not quite guaranteed. I think it's a 25% chance for him to knock me out with the knockoff after I take rocks. So it's a good chance that I'll still live that in case that scenario does come up, which it almost did in the mock, I think. But I wanted the Speed F, because the Speed F allows me to take, I think, 2 Air Slashes from a Life Orb Shaman, I believe. Possibly after rocks, I forget. The speed is just to creep max speed Steela. Yeah, Celesteela. Yeah, just so I can like U-turn and then bring in something else, so Celebi does not have to take a hit. Lead Seed's nice, mainly for Celesteela, honestly, but that's going to be such a safe switch into Celebi, so I can just Lead Seed and switch, and then U-turn out and something else to heal that up a bit, so potentially heal up Lando. I'm now dying. To potentially heal up Lando, or anything else to get some good chip. And then Healing Wish is nice for Lando, or anything else. Like, anything can use a Healing Wish on my team, honestly. It could really benefit any of my lines. So, Trick Room is also there, in case if either Celesteela is gone, or even if it's there, like, I can use some of my slower mons, like these next two are slow. Or even Lando, it's kind of weird. because Lando has Rock Clash, so it's meant to speed up. But if Celestial is gone, it actually will outslow everything on his team, most likely, assuming that like Hiram isn't no speed or anything like that, or Shaman. So if the Trick Room's up, I can actually outslow them, and then my Lando can actually be a big threat in the Trick Room. So that could be really fun, potentially. I don't know if I'll need the Trick Room, but it's there. It's as a nice mix of speed, because his team is very fast, and really, if I can manage my speed tiers well and manage my speed setup and speed options, sort of, I guess. I don't know the exact words I'm trying to say, but managing speed is very important versus a very fast team. So switching around the speed is nice, as well as speeding up my Lando with Rock Clash, and my Houndoom actually with Flame Charge too, so another option speed control. That's the word. So next we got my boy Jergology. I like Jergology. It's a cool mon. I brought it 4 out of 5 weeks. It's a nice monster. Air Balloon's pretty nifty here. So T-Spikes, Dragon Pulse, Sludge Wave, and Thunderbolt. So the EV spread, the defense is so I can take 2 Stone Edges from Banded Dugtrio. I think. I'm pretty sure you guys are able to tell. I'm questioning myself because I'm not certain, but I think it's that. I should speed up a bit because this is taking kind of long. But T-Spikes are really nice versus his team. They hit everything barring Celesteela. They're phenomenal versus his team. So T-Spikes are going to be amazing to help my Houndoom Orlando sweep late game. So yeah, they're really nice there. Dragon Pulse, Sludge Wave, Thunderbolt hits everything else. Thunderbolt hits Selly, which otherwise kind of walls me. But it's nice that I have this thing, because they can lure in Selly, as well as my Feeny. Feeny's good at luring in Selly or Shaman, which I need damage on for Orlando. So this works really well to help my Orlando sweep late game. And this can lure in the Celesteela, because that's such a safe switch in, but Thunderbolt can still do some decent damage and chip that thing down for my Orlando in the late game, which is ideal. The rest here in my special attack stat and Modest, just so I can hit pretty hard. Then the defense, as I said, I think for Dugtrio. I think. But yeah, next we got my Hariyama. So physically defensive here, because it is a thick boy with thick fat. To take mainly Hariyama. Mainly Darmanitan. I mixed Darmanitan and Hariyama. So let's have like the AR again. This thing can mainly take on Darmanitan and Mega Absol. It's a really nice check to both of those. Mega Absol does get play rough, I am aware, and Headbutt. I'll probably run play rough. But still, I can take that pretty well. I probably get 2-KO'd. I'm not certain if I get 2-KO'd, but I actually don't remember the calc. But that didn't come into play. Knock off Low Kick, fake out Poison Jab that hits everything on his team. I could get rid of Heavy Slam to hit Armatisse. I'm pretty sure that'd do more than Poison Jab, but Poison Jab lets me hit the Shaman, because Low Kick doesn't do too much to that. But Low Kick does more to Selly than Close Combat, and also it still hits Absol for, it goes Absol, so that's fine. Then it hits, I think, Darm and Kirin for good damage too, so, it's fine carrying Low Kick. I don't need to carry CC and lower my defenses there. I am still adamant just because, you have a higher base stat, so I wanted to raise that more. And I don't know how much defense I'll need. I didn't calc any certain attack or combination because I don't know how much I'll need it, but I want to still hit fairly hard, so that's why I'm still boosting that stat there, and I'll gain more. Like the difference in stats will change more from having Adamant than Impish. So that's why I am Adamant there. Fake Out could be nice with like Toxic Spikes if stuff or Poison. I can get more chip on them. Then the Rocky Helmet's nice to chip stuff down like Arm and Absol. So next we got my Mega Houndoom, secondary win con, but also a mon that can work with my Lando well to potentially allow that thing to win. So Flamethrower, Dark Pulse, Flame Charge, and Sludge Bomb. Not running Fire Blast because that means bad. I did run it week 1 and I did hit all my Fire Blasts, but I don't need it because Fire Blast is bad. So Modest, which is kind of weird because he does have base 115s and Stormy and Mega Absol, so I probably should be timid. But I feel like, well, 1, I don't want to get into Speed Ties, I just don't like them, they're just annoying. But 2, if I can set up, which this thing could be, which I could do with this, so if I get my +1 speed, then I'll want that power, and I'll still outspeed Starmie. I doubt it'll be Scarf, it's just, Starmie has trouble spamming anything versus my team, then his Mega Absol cannot be Scarf because it's a Mega. So, I'll be fine in terms of outspeeding them. At +1, it's creeping Shaman, even though I probably don't need to outspeed max speed Shaman, but I do need to creep Darm, which is at 95, so I figured I might as well just outspeed Shaman in case if he's max speed. I don't know. But Sludge Bomb allows me to hit Armatisse in case if I need to do some more damage to that, but Dual Stab just hits everything. And this thing's just such a big threat to his team, so if I can set up a Flame Charge, then this thing can maybe just win or get off big damage and allow my Lando to win. But this thing works well with Lando because if maybe I kill something and then Dugtrio comes in and traps me, that could be a great chance for my Lando to set up if everything else is in range. So yeah, that is the team there. seemed like they took kind of longer than I wanted it to. But the battle wasn't too long, you'll see here. So, Lando and Mega Houndoom, hopefully one of them will win the game for me. Then I have the rest of the mons being kind of bulky and supportive, with some bulky offense, and that's what I've been doing all season. That's how my draft is built. Bulky offense with like these mons and Feeny and Celebi, and I feel like it can work pretty well. So, let's get into the battle in just a second. Alright guys, so I'm back with the battle, as you can see here. So, I'm bringing the 6-headed adjustment over my Lando T, Top 3 Feeny, Celebi, Dragolgi, Hariyama, and Mega Houndoom, as he brings Dark Trio, Celesteela, Mega Absol, Darmanitan, Starmie, and Aromatisse. So he brings mostly what I expect. He opts to bring the Aromatisse over Shaman, which is, for the most part, good for me. It's better than Shaman, because Shaman was kind of annoying. It was another thing I didn't need it in range of Lando. I mean, I'll still need to get this thing weakened for my Lando, because Aromatisse, if it's physically defensive, which I think it was, then it still takes only around like 40% from Earthquake, I think, so it can take it decently well. But it's not as threatening, I guess. Like, I don't need to keep it as low and need to keep it in range of Lando to O-kill it, because even if I don't kill him in one hit, then he doesn't do too much back to me with a Moonblast. So as long as I'm decently healthy, I can still take on take that on if I'm set off. So that's not, you know, a huge deal, but I still want some damage so I can at least 2KO him. But if I can get up my Toxic Spikes, then that'll be good. And even though I don't really have too many great ways of like 2KOing or even like immediately pressuring that, I mean, I have Dragology is my only real immediate way to pressure that too much with Sludge Wave. Everything else can chip it down. Like Lando still does around 40%. Feeny can do half with Madness. Celebi can't hit it too hard, but I can Leech Seed to at least allow me to switch out into something else and net some more 2KOs, like with my Hariyama or Mega Houndoom. So even though I don't have too many great ways to pressure it immediately, I can pressure him a lot and not allow him to heal up and be super annoying for too long in the game. So everything else is what I expect though. So my lead is Topic Feeny. Like with him not bringing Shaman, now he can absolutely just lead Feeny. It's pretty much a good lead matchup versus everything. I can set up my screens versus pretty much everything really. So I'm just going to lead Feeny here, as he does lead Darm, so that makes sense. Obvious U-turn is obvious. He goes for it. Looks like he's Scarf, so that makes sense. Seems to be Jolly Scarf. So he brings in Celesteela, which makes sense. So I went for Light Screen because I thought he'd bring in Celesteela, maybe Aromatisse. Either way, Light Screen makes sense because I can take any special hits, because I'm assuming it's Special Steela because he's brought that a lot. So turn 2, I just go for Madness to get a solid 50% off, as he goes for Energy Ball. So no Leech, or did not go for Leech Seed there. I'm assuming he doesn't have X-Men for Energy Ball, but I guess I'm not certain. But that's really nice for me, is I can chew that in the Light Screen, and then I'm doing a solid half with Madness, and I mean, I'm gonna have to go for a couple more times, and then, because Surf only does like 21 to 25-ish, depending on a set. Not certain what a set was. I don't think we saw an item. Could have been AV, could have been potentially a Z Crystal. Oh yeah, his other Z Crystal was hit. His other Z user was hit only, by the way. I think I forgot to mention that, but that didn't come anyways, so doesn't matter. So I just go for Madness again, because it would do more than a Surf would, or about the same. So I just go for Madness as it goes right into Aromatisse. So here, I think I switch into my Lando, because why do I go into that? Because I can chew a Moonblast because the Light Screen's up, and I can get up my rocks here. And even though I'm getting weakened, I'm still pretty healthy. You can still maybe Rock Polish later, or if I need to, I can Healing Wish and do it later. So I'm not too worried about damage on Lando. I felt this has a good chance to send my rocks. Because he does Wish, which is annoying, as he can now pass that right into a Steela. But that's free rocks for me, and I did not need to take any damage with my Lando in the process. So I thought about staying in and going for Stone Edge just to get off some damage, or maybe even Z Stone Edge. But I do switch out just because I don't want to take damage if I don't need it to. So I'm just going to grant my Feeny, expecting a Hidden Power Ice, as he goes for an Air Slash. So I'm guessing he doesn't have Hidden Power Ice, so that's good for me. He does miss the Air Slash, which is a little unfortunate, but I don't think it really comes into play, because the Energy Ball, as you saw earlier, only did 16.9%. So that shows, I think, he's max special attack or near. So the Air Slash would have only done, I think, around like 10-11%. So that wasn't a lot of damage, and that did not end up coming into play, at least at like 10-11%. So it's not a big deal. So he goes back into this, as I just go for Madness, because it's going to do, you know, a lot to Steela. As next turn, I'm just going to like Surf in case of maybe I can knock him out. I didn't think I would be able to, and I don't. But he actually just goes for Moonblast and does not Wish, so that's cool. If he wished, I could have kept just going for Madness and weakening him down, and I don't have to all out of wishes, because he could keep Moonblasting, but eventually, like, I just like keep him kind of low, and I can maybe switch into like Dragology or maybe Celebi to get off the Leech Seed at some point. So, you know, even though I might have not been able to beat this one-on-one, I could still get off damage to keep him low. But he did not Wish, so he just went for Moonblast to not get the Spectacular, thankfully. I go for Surf. He clicks Protect there. You get back some lefties as he goes for it again this turn, you'll see. Does not get it. Does not get the double Protect those. I am able to knock him out with Surf. So that's one thing that could have been pretty annoying for my Lando or my Houndoom. That's out of the way. I just need it weakened and need it low. So, I mean, Feeney was going to be able to do its job anyways. Even if I needed to sack off Feeney there, which I probably wouldn't have done, still I would have been able to keep that thing to low. So that would have been Feeney doing its job. And Celestial is at, it's still at full actually, because of Wish. But I can still weaken down to my Feeney and get off a solid half. If I can just get one badness off, then he's at half, and then my Lando's going to kill with the Z Stone Edge. So that's totally fine with me. But if I just get off one more madness, as he brings in Starmie, which makes sense. So here, I could have stayed in, but I wanted to keep Feeney around because it seems like a pretty good check to his Celesteela. Maybe not to necessarily beat it one-on-one, but I can at least get a lot of damage on it, as I said. And I don't need to kill Celesteela, I just need to get in range of my Lando. And I want to keep Feeney around. So I'm just going to go right into my Celebi as he goes for Skull, I think. Yeah, I guess maybe predicting the Lando or maybe Houndoom to come in on a potential T-Bolt. So I just go into Celebi. He shows that he's Life Orb, does not get the burn, thankfully. I just quick Leech Seed knowing he's going to switch, even if he does stay in. That is fine for me. I do Tango, so I can take a Signal Beam. As I just go right into Celebi on my Leech Seed, thankfully I hit. So he's getting kind of weakened. I'm almost at full Echo U-turn. I go right into my Houndoom. Because I expect him to either go for probably Air Slash, maybe Energy Ball, predicting Feeney, because I've gone into that a couple times before. But like I think I switched into it once, but still I've shown that I'm okay with using Feeney to deal with his Celebi. So, you know, I could have gone into Feeney here, but I thought maybe I can go into Houndoom and just set up a Flame Charge, and I might actually be able to just win, because with the Rocks up, Dugtrio is going to have its Sash broken. Starmie is in range of Dark Pulse, we know it's not Colbur. Absol, I think, is in range of Flamethrower after Rock. Selly is in range of Flamethrower. Actually, he could have been Assault Vest, I guess, but after Leech Seed, I think he would have been. And he could have maybe gone for Earthquake on the switch in. Even if he did, I would have been able to live. But I don't think he would have. It doesn't make a lot of sense for my Celebi, especially because I could have switched into Feeney. I don't know if he had Earthquake too. So I just go right into Houndoom as he does Energy Ball, predict me Feeney, which makes sense. He just get the crit and the Spadef drop, which is a little unfortunate. Doesn't come into play, but it's just a little annoying. So I go for Flame Charger as he does go right into his Mega Absol, or well, normal Absol at this point. So I get off some decent damage. I don't think I needed the damage to kill with Flamethrower, but still, I guess it was nice. So I asked Speed and knock him up +1, and I knock out the Absol. So this, it could just be a sweep at this point. So this looks very good. The Dugtrio is going to have its Sash broken. I will kill with a Flamethrower, unless he's like really bulky, which he's not. He just drops. So the only thing that could potentially stop a sweep is this Darmanitan here, as Dark Pulse is actually not a guaranteed kill. I am Modest, which does help my power. But I believe his roll was like 70 to 82 if he had no bulk, something around there. So it wasn't guaranteed. It was a roll slightly in my favor. He's at 76, so but it was like 75.1 really, because I think I don't know exactly how much health he's at, but it's around there. So the roll is, I think, slightly in my favor. So you know, that's good. Did my face cam pause? What happened? I don't know. The face cam might have paused. They did. Sorry. Okay. Sorry. I just looked over and saw my face cam pause. I think the audio is still going, but whatever. So I'm just going to Dark Pulse, and we do actually knock him out. So we're looking in a very good spot, and I should be able to actually just sweep him here. So he brings in Selly, drops to a Flamethrower, and then Starmie's going to come in and drop to a Dark Pulse in just a second, as you see. So yeah, we're actually able to pick up the 6-0 win, which is pretty awesome. So Mega Houndoom picks up 5 kills. Feeney also picked up 1, so that is pretty amazing. So we are now 4-1 plus 14, and it feels pretty good. I'm really liking the team. It's a lot of fun to build with, a lot of fun to play with. I mean, and pardon me guys for saying that because I'm doing well, but I really like the team. It's just fun to build with. I love Mega Houndoom. It's such a good mon. Feeney's really cool. I think I'm using Feeney well. Like, not using it as a wall, but like I'm using it as like a bulky pivot, and I think I'm using it well. Celebi I've only brought twice. This was its second game, but it did things. It went for Elite Seed and then returned immediately. But it allowed Mega Houndoom the chance to set up because it forced in Selly. But yeah, Feeney was able to weaken down Selly, even though it healed back. Yeah, it healed back up. But Selly, yeah, my Celebi, Feeney, and Lando were able to chip that thing down for Mega Houndoom to win. Even though the plan was kind of for Lando to win, or Houndoom. I mean, but Houndoom did it, so that was fine. Lando could have won. Like, even if I didn't kill the Darm, then he could have gone for, like, Superpower or Earthquake to knock out my Houndoom. I'm assuming he was Scarf, but even if he wasn't, I still could have brought Lando, lift any one hit, even if he wasn't, and I would have gone for Rock Polish and then just won at that point, so not a big deal. So yeah, we do pick up the 6-0, and that is awesome. That's my third 6-0, I believe, in Draft League. My other ones were against Rogue and Carney. I still have less 6-0 wins and 6-0 losses. Feels poppy, man. But We're getting back up in the 6-0 counter, so hoping to get that back up to even someday. But next week we do play someone. I forget. I can't think of who. I know I looked in the doc to see if I forget who I'm playing now. But that'll go up next Tuesday. You guys will see that then. I don't know if my face cam paused if it did, sorry. But yeah, I'll see you guys next week with the battle. And yeah, let's keep flying, Braviaries. Let's go.